That cold night, Peter stood by the fire, and the words he spoke changed his life forever. Have you ever felt a moment where fear completely took over? Where you did something you swore you never would? That's exactly where we find Peter, one of Jesus' closest friends, on the most terrifying night of his life. The air in Jerusalem was thick with tension. Just hours before, Jesus had been arrested in the Garden of Gethsemane. The disciples, once a tight-knit group full of courage, had scattered like leaves in the wind. But Peter, brave and impulsive Peter, couldn't just run and hide. He had to know what was happening. He followed the temple guards and the mob from a safe distance, his heart a frantic drum against his ribs. Every shadow seemed to hold a threat, every whisper a potential accusation. He made his way into the courtyard of the high priest, a place buzzing with activity and malice. The air was chilly, and a group of guards and servants had lit a charcoal fire to ward off the cold. Peter, trying to blend in, to become invisible, edged his way toward the warmth of the flames. He pulled his cloak tighter, hoping the flickering light would hide his face, but it was no use. A young servant girl, passing by, stopped and peered at him, her eyes narrowed in the firelight. She pointed a finger, and her voice cut through the low chatter. "You were with him." That Jesus of Nazareth, the accusation hung in the air, sharp and dangerous. All eyes turned to Peter. Panic seized him. His mind raced. Just a few hours ago, he had boasted, "Even if I have to die with you, I will never disown you." But now, faced with a simple servant girl, that bravado evaporated. His voice, when it came out, was a stranger to his own ears, shaky and defensive. "I don't know what you're talking about." "I don't know the man." He tried to look away, to appear casual, but his heart was pounding. In the distance, a faint, lonely sound broke the silence. A rooster crowed. Peter moved away from the fire, trying to escape the spotlight. He shifted his position, hoping to disappear back into the crowd, but the damage was done. He was noticed. Another person, a man this time, looked at him with suspicion. "You are definitely one of them. Your accent gives you away. You're a Galilean, just like him." The accusation was more forceful this time. The circle of suspicion tightened around Peter. His denial needed to be stronger, more convincing. He raised his voice, a desperate edge to it now. "Man, I am not. I swear to you, I do not know him." He might have even cursed, trying to prove he was nothing like the gentle teacher from Galilee. He was trying to build a wall of words to protect himself, but with each word, he was bricking himself in. And again, from somewhere in the sleeping city, the rooster crowed its second warning. Time seemed to slow down. Peter was trapped in a nightmare of his own making. A third person spoke up, a relative of the man whose ear Peter had cut off in the garden. His voice dripped with certainty. "Didn't I see you with him in the olive grove?" There was no escaping this. This was an eyewitness. Peter's world crumbled. All his courage, all his promises, turned to dust. In a final, desperate act of self-preservation, he began to call down curses on himself. He swore an oath. "I do not know this man you're talking about." And just as the last denial left his lips, loud and clear, piercing the night air, the rooster crowed for the third time. At that very moment, the courtyard doors opened. Jesus was being led out by the guards, from one part of his trial to another. As he passed, he turned his head, and his eyes met Peter's across the crowded courtyard. There was no anger in that look, no condemnation. Just a deep, heart-wrenching sadness. In that single glance, everything came rushing back to Peter. He remembered Jesus' words from the Last Supper, as clear as if he were speaking them right now. "Before the rooster crows twice, you will disown me 3 times." The weight of what he had done crushed him. The man he loved, the man he had pledged to die for, he had denied him, not once, but 3 times. The servant girl's question, the man's accusation, the relative's certainty, it all replayed in his mind. His own words, his own curses, echoed in his ears. The sound of the rooster was like a judge's gavel. The look in Jesus' eyes shattered his heart into 1,000 pieces. He couldn't stand it. He couldn't breathe. Overwhelmed with shame and grief, Peter turned and stumbled out of the courtyard. He ran into the darkness of the night, alone, and he wept. He wept bitterly, his sobs shaking his entire body, as the full magnitude of his failure washed over him. This story is so powerful because it's so human. Fear can make even the strongest among us fall. Peter, the rock, crumbled under pressure. It's a sobering reminder that our own strength is often not enough. But here's the most important part of the story, the part that comes later. This wasn't the end for Peter. His bitter tears of failure were not the final chapter. After his resurrection, Jesus sought Peter out. He didn't remind him of his denial or scold him for his weakness. Instead, he offered forgiveness and restoration. 3 times, Jesus asked Peter, "Do you love me?" And 3 times, Peter affirmed his love, undoing his 3 denials. This teaches us an incredible lesson about grace. Our mistakes, our failures, even our deepest betrayals, do not define us in the eyes of God. His mercy is stronger than our mistakes. His love is greater than our fear. Peter's story is not ultimately a story of failure, but a story of redemption. He went on to become a bold and fearless leader of the early church, his faith forged and strengthened in the fire of his own failure. It shows us that no matter how far we fall, there is always a path back. God's grace is sufficient to pick us up, dust us off, and set us on our feet again, stronger than before. If this story touched your heart and you want to explore more profound and life-changing stories from the Bible, make sure to hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you won't miss our next video. We love journeying through these powerful narratives with you. Thanks for watching.